Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kyle. I'm a part-time artist here on YouTube, sharing my art journey, experiences, starting my small business, and also selling at art cons and markets. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over some of my art goals and ways I want to expand my business in 2025. It's the start of a new year. I got a new haircut. So we're ready to go. We're gonna get in there. Before I do start though, I want to mention that I closed my shop down for the holidays. And because I was doing my first convention ever last 2 weekends ago actually now. If you want to check out that video, I'll link it here. It was really a strange experience. I had a really good time, but it didn't really go as I wanted it to, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But anyway, my shop is relaunching on January 21st, Tuesday, January 21st. So a little over 2 weeks for the time this video goes out, hopefully, if I can get it out when I want to get it out. But yeah, so I'm going to be relaunching it with a little bit new inventory, mostly the same stuff that I had before, but some new stuff as well, which is exciting. Okay, anyway, so now we'll get into this video, finally. I'm thinking this video is going to be pretty short because I just want to share some of my goals with you. Before I start sharing my goals though, I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit why I'm doing this. So I've been watching a lot of videos on, and inadvertently just kind of doing research for this video. I've become like, I know more about goals than I thought I ever would. But I think a couple of the things that I took away that are really important that I wanted to share before I start, in case any of you are thinking about, starting your business or just having goals for the future. If you're watching this video because of that, writing down your goals is actually like very, very important if you want them to like go well and you want to succeed at them. And I think this sounds like kind of intuitive, but also just something that people don't really do, or at least I didn't do. And so I think that like, if you're watching this and you have any goals, just go write them down somewhere. Because I think if you write down your goals, you do have like a better chance of like completing them. And there's like studies that show that, and you can go look those up if you want, but yeah, it's pretty crazy that that's just like a thing. So I don't know, it just seems like silly not to just write them down somewhere. The other thing is, if you write them down, obviously you have a better chance of like finding them and looking at them. And I think that's one thing that I found people suggest over and over again is like, when you write them down, just like actually go and look at them every like day, week, whatever, X amount of time, because you'll just be more likely again to like realize where you're at in your goals, keep on track, and like just remember them. Because I think there's a lot of goals that like I had for 2024 that I just like didn't remember that I had. And one of those was starting an art shop. I mean, I knew I wanted to do it, but I kind of got lost a little bit along the way, like in the middle of the year, and kind of didn't really think about it. And I didn't also plan like kind of like goals that were achievable and goals that would help me get there, which is kind of what I'm going to try to do in this one a little bit for this year. And another interesting thing that I found when like doing this like research and like thinking about setting goals is that there are a few types of goals, and I think I never really thought about the differences between them. So like two that I'm really going to focus on today are goals that are like I can manipulate, goals that like I can have an effect on and I can actually just like do. So like goals like, making a YouTube video every week. I have the power to like just change that goal because I can just make a YouTube video every week. But there's other goals like I want to have like 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year on YouTube. That goal is like, I think attainable, but it's not really directly under my control. And I know there's like names for these types of goals and I just don't really know them. But yeah, I think that it's just something to think about if you are making goals for yourself, like, is this a goal that you can directly manipulate and that you have control over? Or if it's something that, obviously for 5,000, subscribers, making a YouTube video every week is probably going to help with that. But it's not going to necessarily ensure that I reach that goal. Whereas, if I say I want to make a YouTube every week, and I can do that. So yeah, I think that there's just different types of goals that you have to keep in mind when you're like making these goals. Another thing that I learned is like, you have to have goals that are kind of like medium in the middle. Like you can't have goals that are just too simple to meet. And you can't have goals that are like insanely outrageous. Like I can't say like, I want 1 billion YouTube subscribers by, or even like 10,000 is probably like out of my reach, honestly, by the end of the year, because it just like isn't gonna help with anything. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now we're gonna get into this. I think in 2024, a couple of my goals were like starting a YouTube channel, starting my art business, kind of pursuing that. And I did that and I'm really proud of myself. So now this year I want to grow all of that and actually like build on something that I'd done in 2024. And so that brings me to today's sponsor, Notion. I'm just kidding, we're not using Notion, and that's not a sponsor of the video because I don't have sponsors. But I'm just writing this down literally in a notebook that I found that actually is a goal tracking notebook, or like I think it's like a monthly, weekly goal like notebook for the year, but I'm like modifying a little bit. I'm just kind of making my own at the end of the notebook and like the dot grid pages. Kind of it looks kind of like a Hiiii or whatever that notebook that everyone uses is called. But I just like kind of made my own like yearly goals and then kind of quarterly goals. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And then like I'll use the rest of the notebook kind of weekly and just update like what I did. So yeah, let's get into it because I don't want this video to be super long and I've already talked for a really long time. All right. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here's like my little setup. I have, on one side, I have my yearly goals, and I just drew these boxes very free line, you can tell. I think I coughed when I did this line, that's why it's moving in. And then I split these quarterly goals. I just did the same thing, but split into 4 sections. This September-July section is really big, and sadly, I redid this, and it's still this big. So I don't have very good spatial reasoning, which I've always known. Anyway, I am going to just go over really quickly some of my goals for the year, and then I'll kind of break those down into my quarterly goals. So the yearly goals obviously are just kind of goals that I want to achieve over the course of 2025. I don't really have a specific time frame for all of them, but I'm going to use the quarterly goals to kind of break them down into a little bit more achievable bite-sized chunks. So I already talked about this a little bit, but for YouTube, one of the things that I want to do is get 5,000 subscribers by end of the year. Also, I have really bad handwriting, so if you can't read this, well, I'm narrating it, but if you can't read it going back, I'm sorry, I am horrible at writing. And also, I have this split into like YouTube, my shop/business, which is kind of tied to YouTube, but it's its own little thing, and then just art in general. And then continuing on with the YouTube thing, I also want to do, like I said, 1 video per week, which is kind of what I've been doing so far. I think I've been on track for that, which I'm really proud of. I also want to upgrade my like vlogging equipment. So I really want to get a YouTube like specific camera. I think that'd be really nice. Next, we're gonna kind of move on to the shop and business goals. So this goal is like a really hefty goal, and I don't know if it's possible, but I really want to make 5 figures in sales by the end of the year. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I like literally just mean like $10,000, which again seems like a lot. But I think if I continue to build like both my shop and my also like in-person selling, like at markets and cons, I think this might be achievable. I don't know if it actually is, but I still want to try. I know it's like a big number, and I like, again, like for my first year, this would be insane if I could do it, but I think it's, you know, I think it's like within the margin of reach. So I don't think it's like too far away, and I also think it's like it's far enough away, but not hopefully too far. So we'll see. The other thing I want to do is attend 1 con, which I already did for January, but I'm, you know, gonna put this in the future. So 1 con and 1 market. I really want to sell it like an in-person market. It's like, which, you know, after you do a con, seems like it shouldn't be that scary to do, but like, it kind of is. I don't know why. It just seems like it's a different experience. It's one day. It's also like the ones I found are like a decent amount of money, like $100-ish or sometimes $150 for one day, which seems like a lot when like I don't even think I could make that back in one day maybe. Just based on my previous con experience, which I know was like a slower con, and you know I talked about all that in my video about my first con, but yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping that it works out. The other thing I want to do is I want to have 4 shop updates, which will correspond to these 4 quarters. So I like for each of these, I'll have like a spring update, summer update, thing like that. So I'll put those in there, but I really want to have 4 shop updates. I think that's attainable. I think that's like really, I think pretty standard to do, you know, and I think it'd be kind of fun to have like little themes for the updates, because one of my next goals in art is I want to start building out this like universe Like I want to build out this like art universe of different characters that I really like. I'm not gonna really go into super specifics about this yet because I still have to flesh it out. But I think it'd be cool to like have my own little like universe of characters and stuff at some point. And again, like I know this is like super early to be doing this, but I think it'd be fun to just kind of start building out like these different characters and see where it goes. The other thing I want to do, and this is kind of like under business, but also under art, is start a Patreon and newsletter, and those might be like tied together, but I really want to start, if I can, a Patreon where I kind of put more of my like sketches and things like that, where it's just like things I probably wouldn't share on YouTube and I probably wouldn't share on Instagram. But I think they would be really helpful for people. I also like really like teaching and like kind of sharing my experiences and hoping those like help people. And so I think like a Patreon is a really great place to do that because it's a place where people that want that can get all of that, and I can just dump all my information there and kind of dump like little mini tutorials. Not that I think like I'm in a place to like make a tutorial, but just kind of like sharing how I would do something. And hopefully that will help inspire people and, you know, help them learn how they might want to do something in an art sense. So that's something I really want to do. I also would love to have like a sticker type club thing where I send out like a monthly sticker every month. But I don't know if people will be interested in that. And I'm, you know, subscribed to a lot of Patreons that I'm like super grateful for that are like very cheap or free, which is like, I wouldn't, for art, like learning and stuff, I'd just make it free, I think. And then if you want to do like a sticker club thing, it'd be like $5 or something a month. The other thing I really want to do is create one like full print a month. I really want to get in the habit of creating like a print every month because I feel like that's where I'm like my weakest, is where I really want to tell a story like through my art. But it's really intimidating to like make a print like that has an actual element of like storytelling in it. I do want to kind of go in that direction of like trying to make pieces like that, and I think that'd be fun. Okay, so now that we talked about the yearly goals, let's move on to these quarterly ones that are going to kind of like supplement these yearly ones. So in January to March, I'm just going to put every update right like at the top. Oh my god, my writing is like so horrible, but that's okay. So I also in January to March obviously want to reopen my shop for the year. So like just keep it open for the year, and hopefully again that'll happen in 2 weeks on January 21st. The other thing I really want to do is do like that I don't want to forget is that everything I did video to open my shop, I really want to make that video, and I'm hoping that it happens in the next like month or so. So I'm just putting that here just so I remember that I want to do it. Starting my Patreon, I think I should start thinking about it here. I think in April to June, I could try even starting the newsletter. And I think like just starting a newsletter would be fun because one of the other things I really want to do that I forgot is to start making like a monthly comic, like a little tiny little, like just 4-panel comic. I think that'd be really fun. I also know of an outdoor market in June that I really want to do, so I'm going to put that on here. And as the year goes on, I think I'll fill this out further, but I think for now this is, you know, fine. The other thing that I forgot to mention is I really want to look into making things other than like prints and stickers. So making other merchandise. Like I really, when I was at the con, I bought some charm keychain type things, and I really thought those were so fun and cute, and I really want to do some of those. And I think that like mid-year would be a good place to start thinking about that. So maybe I'll put it here. So just like different ideas for different types of things. I also would love to make a tote bag. I don't know if people would actually buy that, but I would use it. So I'm gonna try to, I think, make things that I just like want to use. Okay, so that's it for this. Let's return to me now. Oh, hi, we're back. So I think that these goals, again, are really attainable. I'm glad that I like have them down in one place now. I feel like a lot, like this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like it's more like achievable now, and I have like less mental clutter of like what I want to do and just writing it all down. I think there's really something to be said about like getting it all on paper or even like in Notion or like on a computer somewhere. Because I think it just like helps you, you know, figure out like how you're going to do this, and also remember like everything you want to do, and seeing, you know, if this is too much or too little or manageable. And I think in my case, this seems pretty manageable, all of this. I mean, it seems like a lot. I think like I'm already like so lucky and so grateful and thankful to have like as many subscribers and followers and even just like sales in my first shop update that I got. So I'm really, you know, thankful for all that and happy about that. But I think it would be really fun to like build and grow on this. And I think that that's something that's attainable, hopefully. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how I grow my business and how I grow like my art in general in 2025. Especially now that I have like a little bit more of a roadmap and plan in place. And just like more specifics on like how I want to do that and like what I want to achieve. So I'm really excited. I also didn't put down my personal goals in there, obviously, but I do have personal goals too, that I'll write down somewhere else, hopefully. I really should, since I just gave this whole speech about why it's important to write down your goals. But yeah, I haven't yet. So I hopefully will. And a lot of those are also all art related, because I think that one of the things that I have found over the past few months in doing this like art business and YouTube channel is that it's really important to like take time to make art for yourself and like not for anybody else. And it's really hard to remember that in the moment, because you really want to like make stuff and share it with people, and you're really excited and you get caught up in all this like enthusiasm of like running this channel and shop and everything. But I do think it's really important to like slow down and like just take some time for yourself. So I think that for me, it's something to try to remember to like just, you know, slow down a little bit and like take it for yourself too, and just keep making art that you like, because that's why I wanted to do this in the first place, because I liked it. I'm really excited about the future and hopefully seeing what is to come. You know, and I'm excited to hear what your plans are for 2025. So, you know, if you want to share anything, or if you have anything you would like to see from me for the future, whether it be like YouTube content, you know, how-to type stuff. I love making how-to videos. I just think they're really fun to make, and I love sharing my experience with people and hopefully helping people. Also, if you have any ideas, like I was saying, for different types of things to sell that you'd be interested in, I'd love to hear that as well. And if you have any goals for your like small business or your, you know, just art in general or anything, you know, feel free to comment. I think it'd be really a great place to share like what our goals are and just like put them all down somewhere, because if you write them down in the YouTube comments, they're going to be written down somewhere, which means you'll have a better chance of achieving them. Or so I've been told. So yeah, if you feel comfortable sharing, like I'd love to hear them. And you know, if you like this video, please like this video, and feel free to subscribe if you want more content, or follow me on Instagram for more of my art. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm really excited for 2025, and hopefully we'll see how this community grows. I'm really excited. And thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I will see you next one. Bye.